want every woman in the world to smile for me. I don't care what color you are. You know what? You beautiful. DP, sing.
Sister, you are a shining star.
Hey guys, Cici with Keeping It Real with Cici, and we are at the Floyd Entertainment Group with April Floyd, where I Am Unique. Yes, we have DEANDRE PERRYMAN. He's done the soundtrack, and we have, what is your name? Vicious Victoria. Vicious Victoria. I call you the evil stepsister. So we're going to definitely get into that a little bit later, okay? About that. So thank you guys for having me. I love the setup. Do you guys love the setup on the live? I know you do because it's so professional. And she's in my favorite color, red. You guys know I didn't wear red today, but she asked me, what is your favorite
what's
color?
your favorite color? And you said red, and you sent me a picture. I was like, well, that's what I'm gonna wear. That's gonna be the thing.
And look at me, I don't even have on red. I
can't believe it.
When I see it, I was like, oh, okay, I missed the memo. But yeah, she looks so good. So we are about to get into this, okay? I am unique. Well, first off, let me introduce you guys to Miss April Floyd, because she is a woman of a lot of hats. I say I'm a Jill of all trades. You a queen of all trades. You are a writer, a producer, a director, a mom, a wife. Like, you wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you get into I Am Unique? Where did you birth her from?
Well, unique is basically, it was birthed from my life experience as a mother with children who were disabled, taking care of children who were disabled, being a caretaker all together for family members who were challenged with some form of disability. I worked as a school bus driver for 17 years. And I also had students who were with disabilities, and it was always a part of my life. So I guess to say unique was birthed from basically everything that I've experienced in life or seen.
Gotcha. And you're an advocate for caretakers.
Yes.
Yes, because I did my research, people, and I loved it. I love everything she represents. So tell us a little bit more about being a caretaker, being an advocate for that.
Well, the reason I'm an advocate for the caretakers, because I feel like the caretakers are the first line of defense when taking care of your loved one. And if you cannot take care of the caretaker, both will fall. Yeah. So I'm one of those that believe in making sure the caretaker gets the respite that they need. I'm the one that wants to make sure that they get those a vacation, you know, so that they can come back refreshed. The caretakers have problems with paying medical bills, house notes, transportation. And so with all of those pressures on the caretaker, if you can't take care of that caretaker, the loved one tends to suffer behind it. So if our whole objective is to take care of the person with the disability, then we need to make sure that we're taking care of those caretakers as well.
I love that. I love that. And that's great. That's a movement, because I Am Unique is actually a movement. So that is a movement, and it's a great dance behind it, and I love it. And you're doing for other people. And as you guys know, I am a people person, so I love to take care of other people, and you're doing just that. You're doing what God has us to do, you know, and I love that. So as you guys know, this is the Let's Stay Connected Forum, and I love connecting our people that are doing something great in the St. Louis and East St. Louis, Illinois, or surrounding areas. So she is St. Louis owned, so that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about getting into this, how it was when you were growing up, because you broke the mold. So I want to be able to talk about that, because it's inspiration for other people who are out there maybe not knowing how to find their way, but you can help guide us there, okay? So we're going to go back to childhood, okay?
Childhood.
So what was it like growing up in the city of, or where were you? I know you're in St. Louis. I don't know if you
all my life.
All your life?
All my life. I was really basically raised in North St. Louis on Sarah and Maffitt. Was the first place that my recollection can go back to. Also, vegan. Walnut Park.
Really?
Yeah. That area also. I had a basic childhood. I mean, my mother was hardworking, loving mother, and very supportive of everything that I've done. Everything that I've done, I can't tell you. She passed away, and she was my everything.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I made a promise to her to keep going, and that's what I'm doing. My mother gave me some advice when I was younger. She said, and that same advice she given me throughout my entire life. She said to finish what you start.
Yes.
And so that's been my goal. To anything that I start, I want to make sure that I give it my best and finish what I start. So I tell a lot of people, don't start anything unless you plan on finishing it.
Exactly. And that's some great advice. We are keeping it real with Cici, and I'm sorry guys, but is the live still going? Because I heard it go off. Okay, it's still going? We good. Okay, cool. But that's some great advice to give. And that's another thing that I've adapted in my life. If you start something now, you need to finish it. And I've been trying to finish all the projects that I've been starting. So listen, I have advice questions that I'm going to ask you to help the people. Listen, we're getting started here. So when did you discover your love for writing?
Oh, I was in 6th grade at Kniford Middle School. I went to Kirkwood.
Really?
So I went to Kniford Middle School, and then I went to Kirkwood High.
Okay.
In Kniford Middle School, there was this teacher. Her name was Miss Johns. I think it was 6th grade. She gave me my first essay writing assignment. I got an A+.
Really?
She looked at me and she said, "Wow, you are a writer." But being young and Black and not really with the proper guidance in that, she didn't elaborate on that.
Gotcha.
So that's when I first heard that you're a writer, but I didn't know what that meant at that time. I just knew that was something I enjoyed doing, which was I had a very creative mind, and that I loved putting it on paper.
Gotcha.
And so that was the first time that someone told me that, you are a writer. The second time that someone, I've always written stories and different things like that, but it was my husband, Eddie Floyd Jr., that once he had come into my life, I had stopped writing because I lost my first novel in the computer after a storm.
Really?
And it was entitled The Look of Love. I literally pushed the end, went into the kitchen. It was storming out. When I came back, my computer, the lightning had hit the house and the computer had fried. It was still plugged in, and at the time it was those box computers.
Oh, I know. I could just imagine the feeling. Did you cry?
I was screaming.
I know you were.
I called the Geek Squad in and, to see if they could save it, but they couldn't save anything.
Oh,
So I stopped writing.
really?
I stopped writing. At that point, I had lost every story I'd written, and I was just heartbroken. And so when I got with my husband, and he was telling me about one of his stories, and I was finishing it up for him and putting stuff in it, he was like, "You're a writer?" I was like, "Yeah, at one time." And he was like, "Oh no, you're about to start again." And that's when Unique was born. He inspired me and showed me how to just go about saving my data and things like that. And then I went back to Forest Park Community College to take a few more classes. And he's the reason why Unique is here, just because my husband inspired me to write again.
And that's Black love. That's just love. We just celebrated Valentine's Day. Push your woman into the success that she deserves, okay? I love it. Shout out to Eddie Floyd Jr. That is beautiful. I love that because you have forgotten all about it. You didn't even want to go because that was like a painful
It was
place.
very painful.
Yeah.
It was very painful to lose something and not to be able to, after working on it for years, and to lose it like that. That was very painful. But I always say that everything happens for a reason.
Yes, it does.
It was to show me what I can do later. So
4 novels later, okay? You can do a lot.
Yeah.
You can do a lot. And I'm so happy that he pushed you to get back into what you were great at, your destiny. Because this is you. You are April Floyd, okay? Let's put it out there. So we know how you started. In 6th great. So we know when you discovered your love for writing. So at what point did you decide you wanted to write a book and publish it after? Well, no, I guess the first one you did. So when was that moment that you said, hey, I'm just about to start writing a book?
After you told me I was.
So the first time you wrote the book and you lost the book. Before then, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, before then.
Yes. What made you
I've
put the pen?
always loved books.
Okay.
It's just since 6th grade. I just knew it. I just didn't know that I could make a living from it. I just wasn't guided.
Gotcha.
Until I met my husband.
Okay.
Then I was guided.
Gotcha.
But before then I wasn't guided. I had a lot of stories I'd written and I just kept them. It was more of a hobby and a passion.
Gotcha.
But it wasn't like I'm going to do it for a living or I see where it goes. It wasn't any of that until he came into my life.
Okay. Gotcha. I love it. Let's talk about I Am Unique. So this has come from a book, play, and now a movie. So you guys are doing a prepping for the movie now.
Yes.
So this is taking on a life of its own. That's why it's a movement, because it's moving.
Yeah.
Okay? It's moving.
Quick,
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. 7 city tour. Like, you amazing things coming for these people, and then you are incorporating a lot of people. You're giving a lot of people a chance to be great. These people on here are getting a chance to be great, to be seen, and it's right out of St. Louis.
St. Louis is
Yes, we are popping.
Yes, we are.
Listen, you know.
Look, don't get me started on people in St. Louis.
St. Louis is so talented. This is talent, so I love it. So, let's talk about I Am Unique. Let's tell the people about it. We already know where it originated from, so what they can look for. Because what I have on my notes, let me get to my notes because it was popping. My notes, what I had on here. So, hold on, we're gonna get to it. So this I Am Unique addresses a lot. Okay, when I say a lot. So you address drug addiction, financial hardships, betrayal, bullying. That's something that I definitely was gonna do a take on Keeping It Real with Cici on. But you do bullying, family shame, murder and crime, a loss of a child, family faith. What else? This is a lot of drama. This is a lot. Good. This is a lot of everything that everybody goes through.
Yes.
So that's why it's so.
That's why people can relate to
They can relate to this.
Something is a book for everybody.
Yes.
And it's a great story. And you just get wrapped up in it and the characters and, everybody in the book is just trying to, all the characters, they're just trying to figure life out and get to that place, and be better and, so it's a great story.
But it mainly tells the story of the authentic truths in life. So for those out there that have not read the book and then they get to part 2 and they're a little shocked because we talk about the disability factor of everything and the challenges in life and everything and our movement and everything. But what people once they read the novel, they be like, whoa, when they get to part 2. So it is explicit. I will say that. It does not water down any of the authentic truths in life.
Good.
Everything in life is in this book is authentic. It is written how people do what they do, how they do it, and how they really do it, and it's not watered down at all. So the things that really happens in life, this book, it goes through that. And so turning it into a film, actually putting it on there like that, it's like, whoa. Anyway.
I cannot wait.
But it started with a novel that when I saw how many people were so inspired by it and how my writings inspired their lives in many different ways to improve and it showed them that no matter what their challenges are, that they can be and do what they want to do. Yeah. And just succeed in it, no matter what it is. Yeah. And so with that, is important of my heart of how I feel that I wanted to inspire the world. All of that tied into the Unique People Specialized Foundation that I've started.
Okay.
And so That's where we try to help the caretakers and all of the things we talked about earlier. So it started with a novel and my husband's passion for film, and then my passion for film, and then it became a short movie. And we eventually are taking it to a big screen, a big movie production. And the 7 City Awareness Tour is to raise funding for the Unique People Special Lives Foundation. So if anyone hear us out there, the Unique People Special Lives Foundation, you can go to aprilfloydbooks.com, hit on the link at April Floyd Books. It says unique sponsorship. There's the packages there. There's 7 cities that we're going to tour. A fabulous extravaganza of the Unique Experience Tour, and there's several packages. If you can, please don't become a donor, a sponsor, an endorser of this movement, because it's very well needed. There are 56 million people in the United States alone suffering with some form of mental or physical disability.
Yeah.
56 million. So what that means is 1 out of every 5 persons is disabled. We need a lot of help.
We do.
We need a lot of help.
Yeah. We most definitely do. I've done some shows on mental illness and had therapist Tyler Boyd. She came out and she spoke about it. And mental illness is definitely something that's strong in our community that we need to seek help for. So, yeah, most definitely. Thank you for sharing that with us, with the people, with the masses, because we definitely need to take a stance on our own health-wise, you know. And so, with that being said, I know how you said some of the experience that life experiences. But do you incorporate your own life experiences with your book of people you may know and incorporate in your book in this movie?
Everything that I've experienced and everything I know, have come to know is in that book. So if I've come to know certain situations and things like that, or I've experienced it myself, or seen it or heard it, every writer comes from their heart. So everything in that novel is something either I've experienced or something I've come to know about. When I tell you, the novel goes from 0 to 100, all the way real quick, and it talks about all those things. It even talks about a relationship between a brother and a sister. That
read this book.
A brother and a sister.
It's not as bad as it sounds, guys. Okay, it's not as bad as it sounds.
They're not really brother and sisters by blood, but they were raised together because one of the families adopted, you know, Unique, and they were connected, and they had attraction when they were younger. And so, but because they were told we're their brother and sister, they kind of went the other way. But later, it came back up in their life, and they just had the life. And then they started hiding stuff out.
About that moment.
So, you know, it even talks about those people. A lot of people don't talk about that. Like, you're raised around someone all your life, and they're like your brother and sister, and then you fall in love with them. People don't. Yeah. But these things happen. These things happen in life, and people don't really talk about those.
That's so true. That is so true.
They don't talk
They
about
don't talk
those
about
things.
it.
No.
And they sweep it up on keeping it real with Cici. We don't no more sweeping it up on the rug. We putting all of it on the table, okay? So,
And then it also goes into the backstories of some of the characters, like the drug-addicted mom. Why she was a drug-addicted mom, why she was like she was, why her friend was like she was, and the relationship between them, and the bad things that happened when they were younger, the incest that was in the family that was going on, and all of these different things are in that novel. That novel is rated 5 stars for all this time for a reason. If you don't have the novel, you need to get the novel. You can get it at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, any online bookstore you can get it, or you can come to St. Louis April the 4th. I will be at St. Louis Public Library between 12 and 3 at a meet and greet. I want everyone in St. Louis that can hear this feed, come see me. Come see me.
Come.
And come get your book, and I promise you, it's not just a great read, but an inspirational read at that.
I love it. We're going to get into these characters, okay? So, Unique is not here, But can you tell us a little bit about Unique?
Ooh, Unique is something else. Unique is, she don't say much.
Okay.
She's one of those people that inspire you by watching her.
Okay.
If you look at her and see how she reacts to things and her strength, that no matter what's going on, her strength and her character, and you see how things turn out for her, and her determination to keep going no matter what, and her love to keep her word and her promise.
That sounds like me.
Those
Look, you're like, oh,
but she inspired her entire family, not so much of her words, but her actions, her deeds, her perseverance, her strength of her character. And that's how she inspired her family to be the best of them.
Yeah.
And she's just one of those characters that's all about trying to make it, trying to beat this, her mental illness, which she was bipolar, and trying to adjust to her illness with Erb's palsy, which is when her hand is turned this way.
Gotcha.
And trying to get over the bullying factor and the factor that her sister was ashamed of her, and her parents was drug addicted, and she loved them, but they just had all these issues, and all of her siblings were always teasing her and making fun of her. And she woke up in the morning to a bed with no sheets on it half the time, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning, her mother would have a guest come over for a prostitute for her business, and she would put the baby out 2 o'clock in the morning and tell her to go outside in the back because she didn't want the children to fight her and have to be bothered with that. So she tried to take her and make a little money, whatever she had to do, and then let the child back in. Well, with Unique, she had like this imagination, and she used to go out on these little ventures and walk around at that particular time. And that's how she was discovered by a neighbor. And it was that neighbor that exposed her to what family life is supposed to be like. The communication, sitting down at a table with the whole family at a meal, and now she not only wanted to be a fashion designer, now she wants a united family. So this is what the character Unique goes through. So it's real deep.
Very deep. Very intelligent too. Like the way you speak of this character, it's just like she's a real person. But so I love it.
She is actually somebody out there.
Exactly. I told you I was unique. Yeah. This is the evil sister that you're talking about. That's
the evil one right there. So bad.
So self-centered, vicious.
So Vicious Victoria, she's the sister of Unique, correct?
Half sister,
yes.
By father.
Okay, so she's the half sister, Christina Kelly. Okay, so how can you relate to your character? I can't. It's your sweetheart.
Fashion, definitely. That's the part. She's actually a model.
Okay.
She's in the fashion industry. So that part of the character, I really connected with. The dress, where she dressed and everything. So that part I did connect to. I didn't connect to her attitude, how she handled situations, how she treated people, because like you said, that's not my personality at all. But it was fun to actually be that person, you know what I'm saying? To actually be a different person than you are, and to just have fun with it, you know what I'm saying? But later on in the book, she does, not later on, but at a point in the book, she does have a change of heart. Actually, it's some events that come up, and her father's not happy with her and her behavior, and he's like, you need to pull it together. This is your sister, this is our family, and I taught you better than this. And that's when she's like, you're right, I need to, you know what I'm saying, this is my sister, So she has a change of heart, and she starts, helping her sister, being there for her, and like she said, she was into fashion, and she designed clothes, and she was actually coming with her fashion show for challenged people, So she, went on to help her with that and pull out her resources, and just being the big sister that her little sister needed the whole time. So it's nice to see. It was nice to see her go through that transition and just want to be there and love her and make up for lost time. And so and then not only that, she goes through that with her, but friendship and her personal assistant. You know what I'm saying? She goes through ups and downs with that. So she goes through a lot, but I think it helps her in the long run.
Ooh, honey, that personal assistant.
Yeah, that personal assistant.
That's the character that Sonny Miller, come over here. Sonny Miller plays that personal assistant, honey.
Really? So she's off the chain.
This
Oh,
one,
yeah.
Sonny Miller.
We get into a fight.
Oh, I was just about to say, I did a trailer. I seen you fighting with someone.
That was her.
You dance like that, Sonny.
Yeah, she was actually the reason why, Victoria, her father, everything leaked to a conversation she had with her, Brenda, her personal assistant, leaked. I'm sorry, yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. I'm getting it. Once you start talking about it, you can't stop. You just like, y'all.
It is so good.
It's so good.
So my name is Sunny Miller, and I am the PR and media person for FEG-Entertainment Group, and I also play the role of Brenda in the movie. The sabotager to Victoria. Something like a best friend to her, with a friend to her. She confided in me, and it's just
Fake friend.
Oh, it gets deeper than that. With some stuff that this can do.
I'm ready. I'm here for
yes.
Thank you, son.
So since you took my question about the fight, okay. But some characters, or actresses and actors, they find themselves stuck in those roles of being those. Who was that? Was it Michael B. Jordan? Yeah, it was Michael B. Jordan who had to go and get some type of therapy because he was stuck in that role for Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
So he had to go and get therapy to get out of that mindset.
Wow.
So by you being a bad girl, I don't know the bad girl.
No, that real quick. I was like,
You came in that photo shoot, you was ready. You wasn't like that.
I was like, okay, so y'all was
But I love this Christina.
But yeah, no, it's fun. I enjoyed it. I had fun with everybody, the cast and the crew, and April, she's so helpful in guiding, you and telling you how to do, this way and that way, and just directing you. So it was a lot of fun. I had a great time.
Now I want to get into a little bit of what the show April the 4th is going to be.
Yes.
April the 4th.
Let's talk about April 4th, guys, because we need you out there. April the 4th.
April the 4th, we teamed up with St. Louis Public Library. We'll be in the auditorium of Central Library. It's 1301 Olive Street. We are going to have our first run of the Unique Experience Awareness Tour. And it is a stage excerpt with live monologue.
Okay.
Movie premiere.
Okay.
Short movie premiere.
Okay.
Fashion show. Entertainment extravaganza.
Extravaganza, guys. We to keep it real.
Yes, an extravaganza. And in part of the entertainment, we have, we're featuring American Idol's DeAndre PERRYMAN.
Yes, I hate you so much. Next.
Which is also, I can tell you, I appreciate this guy because from the moment that we met, I love his hustle.
Yeah.
Like, I can say I need something, and a few days later, I have it. I'm like, who does that besides me?
I get it.
Yes. Hardworking, dedicated, very loyal, and really he has he sees the vision, and moving forward with Unique as a whole project. I can't wait to see which person. have a very good heart. And I just wanted to say personally, thank you for being part of this team.
Oh my God, got to turn out first.
Yes, and I love that. And we need to do more of that because be grateful for the people who are doing the things for you.
There's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing
what I'm
wrong
saying?
with that.
People like to feel appreciated.
Exactly.
You know, so
And
yeah.
mention appreciation.
Yeah.
Appreciation. I cannot tell you, we didn't just gain a crew, we gained a family.
Mm-hmm.
I become mama to everybody.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. And I'm like, okay.
It's a family.
So yes, it's a family. Shout out to the entire I Am Unique crew.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's a lot of them.
It's a lot of
Yes.
them. But I mean, I love every last one of them. Kendra, girl, I love you. Y'all help me out. There's so many.
Yes. See,
Uncle Joe.
Frank.
Uncle Joe done got the name Uncle Joe for real. His name is Anthony Smith.
Yeah.
But in the movie, Uncle Joe, so we been calling him Uncle Joe. He been Uncle Joe.
Frank is so good. Yeah,
Frank, Jordan, yes.
Gloria.
Olivia.
Yeah.
Oh,
T-Brown.
hold up. How we gonna shout out to Echelon
Yes.
Media
Miss Monica.
Production?
Yes.
Miss Monica Butler, baby. Miss Monica
Scott, Miss
Yes.
Little Victoria, you know,
Hey,
everybody, yeah.
Andrea, Champ,
Yeah, Niecy Hunley, Niecy Green, yes.
Niecy Green,
Yes.
Krista B.
And Krista B.
Come on, Krista B. That's right. That's right. Shout out to Genesis Omega.
Yes.
Shout out to all of the producers in this, the executive producers in this that put their hard work in, and trust me,
Yes.
everything that we're doing right now, a lot of times, I read an article once. I read a lot. But I read an article once that talked about sometimes you have to give up your talent before freely before you can expect to get paid big.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's an investment.
And it said that the statistics of it that said 85% of persons that actually made it had to do it for free
Yeah.
for a very long time
I showed
in
you
order
the screen.
for them to get to the point that they are.
Mhm.
And so everything that I do, everything that I've done has been basically free.
Mhm.
Free in trying to get this purpose that I have
Yeah.
done in trying to inspire people to be their better them, to talk about things that they don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's entitled Take a Look into a Unique World and a Unique Life. Because really, honestly, we don't talk about it because we don't want to look at it.
Exactly.
We don't want to see all of this stuff. It's some of it is very ugly.
Yeah.
So we're encouraged to talk about it because most of us have these things. So why aren't we talking about it?
Mhm.
There's no perfect person on this planet. There's something wrong with every last one of us. So
Yeah.
why aren't we talking about it?
And it's so funny you say that because I always say there is something wrong with all of us.
Yes.
Take a look at yourself. Take a look at that man and woman in the mirror and understand. We always try to pick out what somebody else is. Oh, she this and some mama, but she this and this and that. Look at yourself.
Mhm.
Nobody is perfect. You know?
Exactly.
So I love that. I love what you stand for.
Yeah.
It's like I'm looking at
Yeah.
an older me. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
So you haven't really said anything, okay? I know you're bobbing and weaving. It's all good.
Yeah, I want him to talk about this new album.
Yes, let's
He has a new
He has
album.
a new album. Come on, let's tell the people about you.
You know, it's a unique experience.
Yes.
You know,
Look at you trying to play on words.
everything fits within the realms of itself. You know, the name of the album is called Patience.
Okay.
You know, it's actually a sequel from my first album. You know, my freshman album. It was called Lock That Down.
Lock that
It was
down.
basically a man going through manhood. You know what I'm saying, and figuring out what's right for him.
Okay.
You know, it talks about my life. I went through, you know, a whole marriage situation, and it didn't actually, you know, appeal to me like it did when I first, you know, I come from a family of like marriages, 30, 40-year marriages, and man, that's all I ever like wanted in my life. Unfortunately, there were some things that changed in my life throughout the course of it, and when I heard about the book, I think that's what struck me so much. You know, it was like, yo, like everything, every situation has played out somewhere, somehow in my life. Rather be it a conversation, you know, I heard someone talking about, or some people came up to me and were like, you know, hey, listen, that song touched me. You know, I got feelings from that song. You know, it's like something that I have done, I have written, you know, can touch somewhere. And then when this book came about, you know, shouts out to Cici Green. She was the first person that talked to me about it. I was like, oh my God. It was like everything was just a mirror. You know, it fits perfectly. You know, and you know, from Sister to Famous to a couple other songs that I submitted for the actual film. Oh my God, it was like almost like I sat there and read the whole book. Like the book talked exactly about what I'm saying in my songs. So you know, it was like a no-brainer. You know what I mean? So I believe that what happens is God works in terms, He works in seasons, and this is one of the seasons. You know, He brought everything together the way it was supposed to. All the major players are being put in play. You know, all of the moves are being set up right. You know what I mean? Like not just here in St. Louis, but abroad too. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I just think that this whole I Am Unique movement, I think is just going to blow the roof off of a lot of places that really needed the roof blown off anyway. Yeah. So, I mean, the album is called Patience, and it's dealing with just that, patience, being patient throughout this whole process.
Okay,
you know,
well,
let
I
God
love
take
it.
with.
Yeah, see, listen, this is the first on Keeping It Real with Cici. Well, you know, I got an artist over here. So can we hear a snippet or something? Just sing a little bit more? Yeah. Bring it on, D.
A couple shows coming up here in St. Louis as well, you know, and South because it was Valentine's Day.
Yes,
so
it was.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
that's
but I don't put you on a red lip on, you know. But we fine. Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay, so one of the songs on my album is called Patience,
Okay.
and it's called Wait. You know, actually, I think that's gonna be like the leading single. We're gonna leak that very soon. But it goes like this. It goes, hey, pretty lady, how you doing? I'm Trey, baby, it's nice to see you glowing. You carry yourself like a model, oh my, you fly though. Find your thing from NY though. I know your mama was happy when she met your daddy. And I know he was happy when she had you, baby. It was like a dream come true. That's the type of feeling I want with you. You wait for me, I wait for you. Baby, that's exactly what we need to do. Cause good things come to those who wait. You wait for me, I wait for you. Baby, that's exactly what we need to do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's the first on Keeping It Real with Cici. Okay, great job. My face hurt from smiling.
Yeah, that was the first time I've actually heard, you know, you really singing like that. That was really good.
I love it. I love it. Oh, okay. I love a man that can sing, child. That was really, really good.
So, you know, we got a few things going on, and it's just a pleasure to be a part of the I Am Unique experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I believe that, you know, like this is definitely going to be something that's going to be grand. It's going to hit well. It's going to resonate with the people the way that it's supposed to, right? You know, because I believe that it's going to open up some doors and it's going to expose some things that really need to be exposed.
Yes, exactly.
It's going to bring out feelings amongst folks. You're going to have folks in there crying and weeping and, you know, actually being convicted in some parts. You know what I mean? Like, because there were parts in there that. And shouts out to all the actors and all the actresses that, because they really set the tone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you actually watch the trailer.
Simone Bond.
You watch the trailer, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I cannot wait to be able to show the short in St. Louis where we can actually let more people in to see this. We've been doing it a little slowly. because it's such a huge project and it's so many different avenues to this project. So we're depending on funding, we're looking to actually let St. Louis come and see this at a larger movie theater eventually soon. That's what we're working on.
Yeah.
But right now we really need April the 4th. The Unique Experience Tour, April the 4th, though, it is limited seating, and you have to register at St. Louis Public Library.org or email FEG, Floyd Entertainment Group. It is limited seating, but we're really trying to appeal to those donors and sponsors that can come and see what the product is all about. If they would like to come see what it's about, media, and anyone that could help this movement move further. That's what April the 4th, the Unique Experience Awareness Tour, April the 4th in the auditorium is about. And so yeah, it's limited seating. However, there's 7 cities that we're going to tour and do the same exact show, but on a larger scale in those 7 cities, and you'll be able to get tickets to that. So we're just gonna keep on going.
Keep on. It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna keep on going.
It's definitely happening right now. Okay, as we speak. And we're gonna wrap it up a little bit, but I wanna go ahead and ask you, okay, what does being a part of this everything, this movement mean to you?
Oh man,
That's deep, huh?
it's everything. Especially when me and April, actually when April told me, her story, we shared that, I shared my story and her story, and I got the background on it, and it just inspired me and wanted me to just see this through with her. This is something that, like we've been talking about, that needs to be put out here. People need to see this and experience it and witness it, and it needs to be talked about. And I just felt so compelled to just, this is something I want to do, and I love it, and I just, I'm excited. I'm very excited to be a part of this movement. So I'm very honored. Yeah. And it's been an experience for me. And I've met so many great people. The production, the actors, the time we spent together, building the relationships, because that's what I'm all about. I love building relationships with people and long-lasting relationships. Exactly. And it's just been so much fun, man, ever since the beginning, ever since I met her, and I met her just for real, just on it was out of nowhere. It was for a mutual friend, Miss Celeste. Celestial.
Shouts out to
she called me up.
Oh, and Rick Caspi, Rick, film producer from Florida, flew in to help us with this. So Rick Caspi, we thank you also.
Yes, Rick. So yeah, Miss Celeste, Miss Celestial, she called me because she needed me to fill in, and I was like, okay, give me an hour, and from then I got here, and she was so welcoming. And we got right into it, and then that's when it went from there. And yeah, she hasn't been able to get rid of me, and I haven't been able to get rid of her.
I'd like to introduce another person that's from FEG, cameraman as well, Raymond. Just come over here for a little bit and say.
Hi, everybody doing? My name is Raylan Hooker. I'm an operations manager for Floyd Entertainment Group, and I also play a character in I'm Unique by the name of Young Ben. I was a troubled teen who made bad choices, so that's about it.
Thank you. And another thank you, gratitude. We talked about that. I want to thank Christina Kelly for this interview, because I was like, okay, hey, you in that movie, you in that interview, and I didn't think that she was gonna, I just put the bug in your ear, so I didn't even know it was gonna be that quick.
When you came to me, I was like, oh yeah,
she did it. Yeah, we gotta do that. Right. But that's a friend that's matching your efforts, and I talk about that. Keeping people in your life that matches your efforts. I call her in for a photo shoot. She's there. She's always there, and I love that about you. So thank you so much.
A good work, like I said, building relationships. We have a good working history and great, energy, you know what I'm
I love
saying?
it, yes.
Communication. So that's definitely, yeah.
So thank
For
you
sure,
again, because
yeah.
this has been great. But again, I want to ask, I love to help other people get into the positions where they want to be. And so by you being so great at everything that you're doing, I just have my advice questions that I just want to ask you.
Okay.
What advice can you give to upcoming writers?
Upcoming writers, I would say the best advice I can give is consistency. Dedicate at least 5 minutes a day to your writing, no matter what's going on in your life. Be consistent and set a time for that writing. Give it 5 minutes, no matter what. Unless the sky is falling or something like that, or you lost a loved one. Other than that, you should be writing. Other advice I would give a writer, upcoming writer, is to be authentic. Always try to be authentic with your writing and your projects. Sometimes other people follow other people, and that's all right, but a lot of times we need to make sure that we're doing what our purpose is and not following behind someone else's steps, trying to move faster than what we should.
Exactly.
So we need to really be authentic and truthful with ourselves in our writing.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice for writers.
And I love it because if I have some things up in there, but I didn't ever have the 5 minutes every day, to your craft, to something that you want to do. That's some great advice. Thank you for that. And okay, so I know that you don't shy away. You do have special needs children, and you speak about that when in the book, obviously. So that's some of your life experiences come from that. But what advice can you give to mothers with special needs that would like to pursue a career in writing or even producing or anything avenue that you've been in?
My advice for not just the caretaker, the mother, but my advice would be for the child as well,
Okay.
or the ones that they're caring for. Everyone has their own ambition. Just because a child might have a limb twisted or suffer with mental disabilities or have anything that's not that's different, they have an ambition. Some of them want to be dancers. Some might want to be a model. Some might want to be a basketball player, or like our football player with one arm. You know who that is. But whatever you want to be and do it with no excuses.
No excuses.
No excuses. Just because you have to work harder at something doesn't mean it's not possible. Everything is possible, but you might have to put in more hard work than someone that has 2 arms because you only have one. And really, the strength of that statement comes from what I've seen. I've seen a guy that did not have legs, and his upper body strength compensated for his lower half. When you have no eyesight, your ears compensate for no eyesight, and vice versa. So there's no excuse. There's none. So parents need to encourage their loved ones to be whatever that loved one wants to be and do. I've seen a child that sings like Whitney Houston in a wheelchair and blind. You've probably seen that on Facebook. Why isn't she on someone's mega stage? Because she's blind?
Because she's
Because she's in a wheelchair? These are the things that we're about to fight.
Yes, I love it.
I love it. I've seen ones that have physical illnesses that love acting. But someone else plays that same physical illness and they are able-bodied.
Exactly.
Why is that? Those are the things that we're trying to fight. So do we have a movement? Yes, we do.
Ma'am.
Yes, we do.
And you can't stop it. Okay.
Won't stop, can't stop.
So that would be that would be what I tell parents. Just it's your own ambitions, go for it. But don't forget about your loved one. They have ambitions too. It's in every last one of us to have a purpose. It's our purpose, every last one of us, to fulfill that purpose. And just because they have a disability, they're suffering with a disability, doesn't mean that they're disabled.
Do not count them out
Do not count them out.
at all. I love it. I love how you speak. You're just such an amazing person. I'm so drawn. Like, yes. Thank you for
Super.
this.
You can't do nothing but smile.
You
just
can't
like
do
this
nothing
the whole time.
Because your heart is so big, and it's just like, oh goodness, I love it. Thank you for being you. Because sometimes you need to thank people for just being awesome. So thank you for being awesome and bringing this awareness, this unique awareness to the forefront. Because that's what we need. We need to stop sweeping it under the rug, and we need to address it head on so that we can break the cycle. You're breaking the cycle here,
Yes.
and thank you for that. So, upcoming castings, do you have any for future projects or anything like that? What's next for you?
I'm going to let Miss Christina answer that one because she knows what we need.
What do we need?
For this upcoming show.
Do you need me?
Oh, design. Oh yes, we do.
You do need me.
We need upcoming designers. We do. Oh, I have one already, but I'm probably looking for another about two more.
Okay.
And most of them are like they're mostly children. I think it's a few adults that's going to be in there, but they're mostly children. So I'm gonna need some people who's used to kind of working with children, or maybe doing fashion shows with children. But yeah. So yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
It's going to be a small mini fashion show that we're going to do.
Right.
So yeah, we're looking for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Alrighty. Were you gonna say something?
Nah.
Okay.
And don't forget, there's on Facebook, there's a fundraiser for this particular event, and we're trying to raise $20,000 for our beginning part of our foundation. So if anyone can donate to the foundation, I Am Unique. Unique People Special Lives, and what we're doing is also on Facebook. So please donate anything. I don't care if it's $5, $10. Please donate. Please do not ignore the cry that we're having so that we can help others. So please donate.
Yes.
Reach into your heart and donate.
And one other thing, if you're inquiring about the fashion show that we're doing within the stage play, you can hit me directly on Facebook at Christina Kelly. My Instagram is Miss Chris 26. And again, I'm directing the fashion show, so just let me know you're interested. Get it going. I'm excited.
Don't forget to go to aprilfloydbooks.com. Check out the wonderful website that was built by Sunny Miller. And check out our sponsorship, our mission statement, and all of the different packages that we have. Please come out to see me April the 4th at St. Louis Public Library.
Yes.
From 12 to 3. That is open to everyone. So please come out.
Yes.
I would love to see you.
1301 Olive.
Yes. St. Louis, Missouri. Yes. St. Louis on. Okay. So thank you guys for watching Keeping It Real with Cici. Let's stay connected. Thank this beautiful cast.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
and
you.
we're signing out, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.